So I'm a little late to the party, but the DCU just dropped their second movie, Supergirl. Let's talk about it. Starting off with the positives, Millie Alcock is perfect as this character. 10 out of 10 casting. She absolutely embodies the role to perfection. She's not given much to work with, but what she is given to work with, she does a great job with. The flashback scenes were honestly probably the best in the entire movie. They were the only time where you really felt a lot of emotion coming through. They had this really grand cinematic feel, which is honestly one of my critiques for the rest of the movie, that there was no grand cinematic feel. Also, Lobo was really great in the scenes he's in, but that kind of leads me on to the negatives. And my first thing is that Lobo just kind of feels a little bit tacked onto the movie. He just kind of feels shoehorned in there. He doesn't really feel like he has a reason for being there outside of just looking cool and, Jason Momoa. I think he definitely needed a few more scenes to kind of justify why he's there and really flesh out his character a little bit more. Perhaps more importantly, though, the biggest problem with this movie is that the plot is just very basic. It's kind of boring, honestly. Girl needs to get revenge and girl needs to save her dog. Those are the two things going on concurrently in the movie, and it's just not that interesting. It's just a very simple story with no major twists, no major surprises, and it just gets where it's going like too easily and too fast. Keep in mind that this movie is only an hour 48 with credits. Fortunately, the other supporting character, the sword girl, I just didn't find very interesting at all. She's not annoying as some people have said, in my opinion, but she's just kind of boring. Building on that, the villain is just so bland. He's just fine. He's not terrible. He's just a generic villain. Although I will say that I love that every scene he's in, he's eating something. That's kind of a cool gag. This movie also kind of suffers from the Hollywood no color thing that's going on right now. This movie is so disgusting to look at. It's just like a brown and black sludge of colors everywhere. The planets are not distinct from each other. There's nothing interesting going on visually. And it's just so dark and bleak and colorless. Just no visual sauce. Even though this movie was not directed by James Gunn, it does feel like it suffers from the Guardians of the Galaxy, mandated needle drops. There's a needle drop like way too often in this movie, and if you've seen this movie, you'll know that there is an absolutely diabolical one at the final fight. And lastly, just like my main thing is this movie just feels so small stake. And that's kind of weird for the DCU's only second movie and its follow-up to Superman. Which say what you want about that movie, it felt big, it felt like an event. And this movie had an $180 million budget, and you just do not feel that. There's no cool visuals, no incredible action sequences. It's just very small scale and kind of just bland. All in all, Millie Alcock carries this mid movie to honestly kind of a generous 6 out of 10.